Hello everyone, this is ATech is here. So today our topic will be we will be doing the introduction to containerization and the Docker. So moving on, we're gonna talk about what is containerization. So the containerization is a way of to bundle the software application to run smoothly in a different environment. It packs the application and everything it needs, like library and the configuration file, into a single unit called container. And as you know, the container are the lightweight and share the same operating system by using the kernel as a host and making them more efficient than traditional virtual machine, which need a full operating system for each instance. This is the efficient way to allow for faster deployment, scaling, and the management of the application. And the powerful tool, the configuration include like a Docker and the Kubernetes. But for our this hands-on, we're gonna use the Docker, and this is the help the developer build and manage container easily. The main advantage of containerization are the provide consistency across the different environment, isolated the application from one another, and simplify the resource management. And moving on, we're going to talk about what is the virtual machine and the Docker. So the virtual machine is like a software version of the physical computer. It runs its own operating system and the application just like the real computer would use. So virtual machines are created using the tool called hypervisor, which sits between the hardware and the operating system, allow multiple virtual machine to run on a physical server. Each virtual machine has its own virtual hardware, like a CPU, memory, storage, and the network connection. So it can operate independently from other virtual machine. This separation mean is different. The operating system and the application can run on the same physical machine without interfering with each other. And as you know, the Docker is open source tool that make easier to develop and ship and run the application using container. It let the developer bundle an application along with the everything it needs, like library and setting into the single lightweight container. This container can run smoothly in different environment, whether on a developer laptop or on the production server. So moving on, our agenda will be we already talked about the theoretical of the virtual machine and the containerization, which is Docker. Then the next step will be creating a EC2 instance, and after creating the EC2 instance, we're gonna do the SSH into the mobile system since we are using the Windows machine. So we need the mobile stream to like SSH our um, the server like Linux, and after that we're gonna install the Docker, and after that we'll create a Docker image, and then we're gonna run the nginx in and outside the container from the terminal and from the browser, and then we're gonna link the Docker and the nginx and deploy the two-tier our front-end application. Then at the end we're gonna see the result. So moving on, we'll now go to the our AWS console page, which is here. And over here, we will go to the EC2 instance, which is by clicking here. And this is our EC2 landing page. And here, the instance, if you have any instances running, so it's gonna show since I don't have anything. So I'll click on the launch instance and create a new instance. And I will give this one name as Docker, since our main concept of this video to using the Docker, and we'll choose the AMI for the Ubuntu for Linux, and everything would be same, so we keep everything same. And the key, I will use the previous existing key, so test. And then since we don't have anything on the network, I think I have to create a default. Let me try to do one last ones. Yeah, so I don't have any VPC, so we create a default new VPC. We create a default new VPC. Okay, it's created. So I go back to, so refresh. Wait, so it's network running, so everything is good. So click on the launch list. So after creating the EC2 instance, so we're gonna go back to the instance and grab the public IP address, which is this one, and then we run the mobile strong, and we do SSA with the mobile strong, CP 212, and use the private key, which will be our existing key. If you want, you can create your own key. So everything is good, so it should be, yeah, so our server is working. So I'll clear the terminal. So the next step will be I'll do sudo apt update. So it will update everything in the dependency library. So as you can see, it's already updated. So our next step will be install the Docker. So for that, do sudo apt install. We use the docker.io. Yes. So now we to check the if our Docker is installed, we use this command docker, sorry, sudo systemctl status docker. So as you can see, our Docker is active and running. So we clear the terminal. So our next step will be go back to the browser, and we have to get the like node, since our project will be like a node based like JavaScript project. So we need to go here .docker.com. So inside here so if I search for a node, so this one, so we copy this Docker full node. So now we go back to the mobile stram and we paste it here. So we do sudo docker full node. Oh, I made mistake. I click on this one. Sudo docker full node next. Yeah, so it's installed already. So our next step will be go back to the browser and we search for the Nginx. So we have to copy this one, Docker full Nginx. So we go back to the our mobile strum and we paste sudo Docker full Nginx. To check if the Nginx is installed, so we do sudo Docker images. So as you can see, our node and the Nginx is already created. So our next step will be every time when we do, we have to give the permission as a sudo. So we want to change this permission and due to the Ubuntu group, so you have to do everything. So first, give the permission, we need to do cat.txt/group, and you can see our Docker don't have the permission and what we want to. So to change this permission, we have to run this as a sudo user mod ang docker vh name docker ubuntu. So now if I do candle etc, you can see Docker has a Ubuntu group permission. So you don't have to do sudo and give every time. So that's good. So if I do restart, exit, and restart again, clear the terminal, and if I do cat/etc/group, you can see it changes. Okay, so now if I do Docker images, you can see it's working. So node and just showing. Okay, so now to run this, we need to do Docker run Nginx, and the version will be 1.24. So this will take a little bit of time since it will be installed to the Docker run Nginx. So we're gonna create a duplicate tab. And here we have to do Docker ps-a, and you can see the Nginx 2.4 is working. It has a container ID, and this is the image name ID, and there's a command, and it's created the status and the port and the name. Now if I do Docker exit it-it, and we copy this name, Docker new it, paste it, and you can see container is working and is running. Also, I forgot to give a bash. So now we're inside the container. And if I do and the local host and AD, you can see I'm able to see the HTML and the engine is showing. So now I have to exit. Okay, now I need to do the Docker PS. So if I do Docker PS, and you can see the container ID, image, and everything is working. Is getting created 2 minutes ago. Status and the port and the name. Okay, to inspect the Docker, we use this one, Docker inspect, and we paste the container ID, which is this one. Copy this container ID and paste it here. And enter. And you can see like all thing is working, and you can see this is the IP address is running. So I have to copy this one and it's working. So now we have to curl and the paste the IP address that we copy. And if I do port 80, and you can see it's running, the engine is running on this IP address. So now if I do the Docker PS, that is still running. So it's still running on the same container. And if I do Docker this ID and the Docker ID would be this one. Oh, sorry, not this one. Docker ID, this one. Copy, paste here, and do bash. Let me do it again. So if I do Docker EC, and the container, copy this container ID, and if I do bash inside the root location. So to go back slash etc slash engineers. So we are inside the engineers, and you can see this has a conf.d. So I have to go to the cd home.d cd. So inside the conf you can see there is a default.conf is here. So if I do the cat default.conf, you can see this is the is running. So it has a root users dash share nginx. So this is the root location for this nginx. So we need to go inside this root. So we do cd. So here, if I do ls, you can see there's the index.html file is here. So we need to see what we. So we have to do the beam. So if I do beam index.html, you can see our beam is not installed. So we need to install the beam. So we do apt install beam. So if I do beam index.html now, sorry, index.html. Oh, so I have to apt install. So person doing update apt install it. So I have to apt install it. Okay, so I have to go back and do apt here. It's not updating. Let me unable to locate the package. If I do exit apt here. Sorry guys, let me go back and see where the issue is. So if I do go the AG doc, so if I do /etc slash group, sorry, cat slash etc slash group. So I do have the Ubuntu permission to the Docker. So oh, let me see. Exit. So I restart the server. So if I do docker ps, so and then after the docker ps, if I do docker container id, which is this one, so if I copy the container id, so if I do cd slash etc slash nginx, the font id, so it will cd complete id, and then if I do set this as column default, so I have to do apt install update. Copy the address, so curl, so it's running. So if I do docker so basically I copy this IP address, it should be running. Or no, before that I have to do so apt If I do Docker PS, so this is the container ID. So if I do Docker XP, Docker ID, let me do this. And then cd slash etc slash engineers. So inside the engineers, there's a count ID, so you can do count the there's a default tree, so you can do like the install it is so this is in the host, so I have to update this. So this is the default location. So if I do so inside here, pt why is not working? Let me check this. Let me check something real quick. So in order to see what the problem is. So if I so let me check my document if I'm following the same thing or not. Everything is good. Now inside this, inside here, so it should be good. If I do apt. Oh, guys, so this is the problem is so I was doing like a APD. So the problem I find out, so I don't have to do apt install. So it should be apt update. So after that, if I do apt install beam, it should be good. See, this is the one common if you the mistake, we are boom. So now our beam is installed. So if I do beam index.html, I should able to change something here. So if I do, for example, change like container, and if I change the like header, like just do Docker. So if I do save and change, let me clear the terminal. And if I do now curl, and let me go back to the and copy this IP address, paste it here. You can see is updated. Welcome to container and the welcome to doc. So it changes is you can see. So now if I exit, so I'm inside the Ubuntu. So if I do docker ps again, so our docker is running. So to stop the docker, so we do docker stop and the container ID, which is this one. So it will stop the docker. So if I do docker ps, you can see it's already stopped. So now we need to run the docker into the dedicated port and change it to this to go. So to do that, we need to do docker d minus p 8080 and Jennings, and the version is 1.24. So it's good. So if I do docker ps, you can see it's running on the port 8080 and this change. So now we need to go back to the browser and copy the instance IP address and paste it into the browser. So if I go back to the uh, browser, copy the IP address and paste it here with the 8080. You will see, so we have to update the inbound rules um, since our application is running on the 8080. So To go there, we have to go to security, update the security group, and then change inbound rule, edit inbound rule. We have to add the rule, and it should be all traffic. So all traffic, and this also will be linear, so it should be good right now. So if I go back to the second instance, so if I you can see it's running as soon as I update to the all traffic, so our application is running. So that's good. Now we need to clone the project. So copy the comment for the project clone. So if I go and do git clone, it should be clone my project. So after clone the project, you can see how to the application cloning. So it's a bit here. There is a backup content. So our this project is for to deploy the front end. So you can set the front end, and you can see this is a JSON. So we need to install the npm GitHub. So we have to copy and paste the file command line. So you can get it from the GitHub this page. So copy this curl and paste it here, and then we have to copy this project export, paste it here to initiate these changes. So everything is good. Now we need to do npm install 14. After that, we have to do npm install. So npm install. So it will install the npm. So let me go. So while this is running, so let me go back to the slide and talk about what we did. So we already created the instance for the Docker. As you can see, you also use the key here, and then we access the mobile into the mobile strum. And then we already installed the Docker inside this mobile strum. And then we copy the node and engine is coming from the Docker Hub. And also we added the inbound rule, so to like all traffic. So whenever you, as you saw in the video, whenever I tried to like uh, run my application into the browser, it was not working. As soon as I update into the like all traffic, it was working. So we also clone the project. Now we are like here to install the npms. So now if you go back, you can see it's already installed. So now we have to do npm run build. So after the run build, if I do ls, it's gonna show there's a run build directory is created. Do ls, you can see the run build is created. So now I have to do docker ps. So you can see our Docker is initiated and is working. So now I have to do Docker, let's say it's 80, and we have to paste the group. I forgot to put the bash. So now we're inside this Docker, and so now I have to go back to the like path. So to do that with the cd /user /share slash nginx slash html. So inside this, there's a you can see in this HTML. We have to remove this to so we can to remove it use the rm dex.html. So you can see the individual HTML is removed. So we exit, and if I do ls, we have the build. So we need to copy all the file inside this build directory and they paste it into the engine's root location by using the Docker image name. So to do that, we have to do docker ps dot mean all. Then first we need to get the sorry, docker ps. So this is the image. So now we have to do uh so copy the image name, which is this one. So now I have to do docker cp dot mean all. Then is this image name, then slash user slash share flex nginx slash html. So I think it's not working since I keep a space. It should be good now. Yeah, so it's so if I do docker it and paste this minus it, paste this image name and bash docker x minus it, paste this image name and then bash. So if I do ls, so if I go back to the browser and refresh, there is something going on. Let me check. So no cd user slash cd user slash share slash nginx slash html slash. So here if I do ls, so it's dot html is removed. So if I exit now, um so if I do docker, sorry, docker ps, so this is this, so I have to do copy this into the container id. So if I do docker cp dot, then the container id, and then slash user user slash share. So I check, yeah, it's slash nginx slash html. So it's copying to the container right now. So it's working. So the mistake I did, like I put user user, so it should be, the path should be usr. So that's why I was getting the error. So that is the one way you have to find, you have the um exclude the problem solving scaling. So you have to always, like if you see any error, you have to go back and check what the issue is and find the problem over the head and just fix it. Always try to go back to the previous step and then move on. So you will, like when you do the debugging, you will find the solution. That's how I did. So if I do now docker x minus it, and here's the docker image name, which is this one, and then bash. So if I go back again and reload this page, why it's not working? So our engine is already, everything is copied. So let me do, so if I do docker ps, no, ps minus it is the container id, which is this one. That's the problem. I do docker ps. Our container is ID showing, and now if I do container t is the container group name, achieve this one. Then now if I do cd HTML, if I do ls, I know what the problem is. So I think I overlapping everything. Package log dot json, then pack page package dot json, then public src beyond dot log. So if I do URM, check the command to remove. Yes. IMDR directory not empty. Let me check. And okay. And build. Okay, it's removed. So if we do rm minus r, it's also removed. If we do rm minus r, we probably will also remove. We do rm as us. Okay, so everything's removed. So this is the one way you have to always go back and always Google help. So try to Google like the comment you forget, use it. So since this is removed, so now do exit and now we copy all the files as just and build it. So if I do so I have to go inside this build it. That's the problem I'm facing. So I have to go cd build. So inside this build directory, I have to let me so I have to copy all this to this. So that's the problem. So I wasn't in going. So if I do docker ps, so this is this container name. So this is the container ID I have to copy. So now I have to use this docker cp dot, then paste this container, this container, I mean the add the container name, and then there should be then slash user slash share slash nginx slash html. Successfully copied. So now if I do docker exit minus it, and if I do copy this, paste it here, and then bash, and if I go back and try to reload, I hope it's working right now. Yes, so it's working right now. So that's the mistake I did. So I should go inside the build directory without the going inside the build directory. So the Linux thinking, so I'm copying all these the build directory, src, all the file and all the directory, and paste it into the this user like HTML. So that's why it's everything pasting is working. So since it's everything is working now, if I do exit, so if I do docker ps, oh sorry, docker ps is working. So to kill this, we have to do docker kill and paste this container ID. You can see it's already killed. So the any container is not working. Now we have to go back to the browser and see if it's running cc. Uh, since I killed this one, it's not running. So now I have to do docker ps to. Oh, so I have to mount this. Uh, so I have to mount this docker into the engine. So even though I kill this docker, it should be running. To do that, I do docker run -b slash slash 1 2 slash 2 tier application slash content slash build and slash user slash share slash nginx slash html and -b port ADAD and AD -d nginx, and the version will be 124. So it's running. So if I do docker ps, so you already mount this one. So let me go to this, copy this image name. So if I do so if I go back to the browser, you can see our application is running again. So now if I um mk, since I'm in mkdir, so um, so you can see this is so if I make a one of the directories mkdir, so make a directory, and if I do docker um so if I do docker test, so you can see is docker test is created the directory. So then if I do docker exec net and paste this the image name and then batch. So now some inside this docker, so if I go back to the cd slash user slash share slash nginx slash html and do ls, you can see, remember I did like change like added directory in my project. So I was like as a developer over there. So inside is a container, I whenever I try to log in, I was able to see the the directory showing on the container as well. So so the concept of the mount is whenever a developer update any code into their machine, it automatically update into the container image. So whoever using this container, it will be automatically updated. So this is mostly the concept for the container by using the Docker, and our application is running. So go back to this in order to deploy this content. So basically this is the concept of these Docker, and what is the Docker is how to use it, how to deploy it, how to use it. So by seeing all the a video, I mean this video fully, you will understand the concept of the Docker and how to use it. So if also like previously I upload a lot of video like related to the AWS clouding. So if you go back, you can see all my videos there. So basically this is from my end by seeing how to using the AWS clouding and deploy the project. So thank you for everyone. So if you can like and share my video, also subscribe my channel, that would be helpful. Thank you.